Louisiana Senator John Kennedy joins me now. Senator, always good to have you with us. This is particularly interesting in light of the fact that in reports today and this week, Hamas leaders and spokespeople have said, look, we don't provide the electricity and the water to Gaza. That's not what we do. We want a permanent battle with Israel. So they're happy to do that from Lebanon and from Qatar, apparently, while all of the people that still live in Gaza suffer.
There is no cause in the world that justifies what Hamas did, Martha. Burning babies alive, slitting their throats, all the while yelling for joy. And spare me the retort that we often hear, but these people are oppressed. All the college kids and the faculty members at these universities who believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion and the right to kill Jews. Well, this is America, and they're entitled to their opinion, but I'm entitled to mine, and they ought to be ashamed of themselves. Part of the reason that we find ourselves in a world on fire in Ukraine, in the Indo-Pacific, and now in the Middle East is because of our naivete and our weakness, and more specifically, the naivete and the weakness of the Biden administration. We're playing footsie, and we have for years with Qatar. Qatar does provide the electricity for Gaza. In effect, they give it to Hamas. And the Biden administration allows it. The Biden administration allows billionaires to live in Qatar, and not just from Hamas, but also from ISIS. The Biden administration sends a message of weakness when it refuses to enforce the oil sanctions on Iran, when it cut and ran in Afghanistan, when it removed the sanctions on Russia's Nord Stream 2 pipeline, when it gave Iran $4.5 billion in cash from the International Monetary Fund. And I could go on. And the problem we've got, it's not the total responsibility for this, but President Biden and his team think while we're in the middle of a bar fight or a prison riot, they want to quote Socrates and read Beowulf and think if we're just nice guys that we can be partners with Iran. And we can't. We have to wipe Hamas off the face of the earth.
So, Senator, you talk about a big picture of weakness that you think has led to a lot of this. And I'm thinking about the election results last night, and I'm wondering what you think about that. We see a lot of weakness in the polls for the president whose faults you just outlined in your opinion. So what goes through your mind when you see the way that the American people are expressing themselves in voting booths in just this small pocket of what we saw last night?
Well, I mean, last night was not a big surprise to me. I think the Democrats had a better night than the Republicans, but I wasn't surprised at what happened in Virginia, it's a blue state, or in Kentucky, or in Mississippi, or in Ohio. In terms of the bigger picture, I'm not saying this is fair, but most Americans think that what President Biden really needs is some soup and an early bedtime. They think he's too old to be president. And I think our opponents, our enemies in Iran, China, and Russia see the same thing.
Senator, thank you very much. Senator Kennedy from Louisiana joining us today from Capitol Hill. Always good to speak with you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.